let's go for a bit of an adventure then with a gravel lord, a gravel aficionado, Edwin of Peaks fame, and, well, me. And this is what we're up to, a 206k, 3,500 metre loop starting and finishing in Barrel. We've got a road section, some hectic ass stuff, a short little coffee stop. Then we're going to hit some windy section, and of course, every gravel ride has a death march on it. Okay, but seriously, what was I meant to do? Well, it turns out just follow what Ollie did, which is he just lent it over through the gravel because he is on a gravel bike. What does the gravel noob do? He tries to avoid the gravel, braking on the gravel, losing the rear end, and almost riding off a cliff. Oh well, these are the things we learn.
Squirt it in the caliper and drag the brakes on. Oh, yep.
All right, that's enough of the loud, heavy metal music. Time to go uphill. What do you reckon about this rear face? So this is a rear-facing helmet cam. I reckon this is sick. This is some of the best footage. All right, so I threw this into the video. I've overlaid some power data on this because I found this really interesting watching this back. So obviously we did the Peaks video and I had some power data on that. And we sort of reviewed some of the numbers of it, and you just saw how super consistent on those 20, 30, 40-minute climbs, how super consistent my power was, basically following the same people. This is a 30, 35-minute climb, and following Edwin, again, same wheel, really, I'm sitting on, but watch, my power data is completely all over the shop, and you know a lot of that is just due to the fact that the gradient does go up and down a bit, but so much more of it. Just like look at that spike there, you just did not see that in that Peaks video. Look at this view though as you come around the corner. How good's that? You're just looking straight back down the valley. Yeah, and you didn't see the spikes. You know, the terrain, you know, you can just see struggling to get over the. And I mentioned this to the guys during the thing. I'm so used to, if I just have to put like an effort in, I'm really used to them being able to spin a high cadence to kind of, there you go, just another one through there, right? So my power shoots up, and what I would normally do in a circumstance after that is like just shoot up really high cadence. I wasn't able to do that in this particular circumstance, and I found that really difficult. That said, we've managed to crest out the first climb. So you can see the little red dot there. It just sort of drags up a little bit further, which gives us a little update here. We've just kind of come around that section and we're well and truly into the hectic. So here's the problem with gravel riding. It's not like a road ride where if you lead someone, they're just left on the road. And a gravel ride, if you lead someone, they're potentially dead. But we have been waiting for 15, 20 minutes. Do we retrace our steps? Do we think he's taken a wrong turn? Do we just call it natural selection? And this is how it ends for Summers. It's not a bad way to end, really.
It's a beautiful place.
It's a beautiful place. He was commenting on how picturesque it was. A good loop always has like a rest stop, a chance to refill, which is basically halfway through the ride, and this one does, and which is what we utilised here. So I might just quickly chat about the nutrition, sort of my plan. Again, I try to bring everything myself. So 2 750ml bottles with the 90 grams of drink mix. Now in my hydro pack, which was 2 litres, just water in that. I also had the 2 sugar flasks, both with 250 grams of sugar in them, and a couple of Snickers bars, which is really the only solid food, and refilled with just water at the stops, which is kind of my go-to at the moment. Yeah, all right, let me explain this. So basically, the GoPro fell off on one of the descents, and I've sort of gone to turn around to get it as quickly as I could. As I've turned around, I've dropped my chain. This is just a calamity. And dropped the chain, gone to pedal, and then I've sort of fallen over at about 2 kilometers an hour straight over on my knee. Absolute gravel noob. So would you suggest we're over halfway? Yes. So things have looked
The only bad thing about this ride so far is I've turned into that guy. So I had this issue with the GoPro, then I fell over, then I had an issue with my shoe. So I'm just that guy at this stage. So hoping to turn that around the back half of this. Good news is that Ollie's shooting content, which is great. Everyone's just got content. It's a content crew. You can't actually ride gravel without bulk content. It's not even worth it.
All right, we've got a windy chop, and Summers isn't dead. We found Summers. He's officially not dead.
That was on my limit. That was about on my limit.
All right, a quick time out to talk about the rather large elephant that is in the room, which is the fact I have a Shimano 12-speed group set on this gravel bike. And yes, I've copped a load of shit on this for Strava, and rightfully so, because it is stupid. It is completely inappropriate. Now, the reason it is on there is I wanted to do this gravel ride. I don't own a gravel group set, so to do the ride, I had to put a group set I own on, which was this one, which was stupid. And look, it was, apart from the financial disastrousness that could have happened here, it's just a really bad group set for gravel. It's not set up for it. There's a reason people don't do this. Don't do this. It's stupid. The one thing that actually was really good were these craft wheels from Panda Podium. They are absolutely sick. Tyre-wise, I know that's the chat most sort of gravel people have. Probably want more tread on my tyres. I'm a gravel noob. I need more grip. So that would be my one thing. But ultimately, you don't want to be riding this on a Shimano 12-speed. It's just not good. Anyway, not that anyone needed to know that. So moving on, elephant has been disposed.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. Spirits have been higher.
You got very quiet in the last hour.
Reached that point where it's just, okay, let's get it done. Which of course seems to marry up perfectly with just hitting grated sections like this. What do you got, Edwin? Anything to enlighten us? It's dark. Back of falls. Mark 2.
I made mention in that Peaks video about how suffering alone is that kind of euphoric feeling. I am so glad I had people with me, and everyone just reverted into shut up, get the job done, chop off, do a 30-second turn, pull off.
Potentially a lower point here. This is deep in the Sufferfest at the moment. 1 hour. 1 hour to go.
Job done. Back in barrel, the dirty barrel as it is now known. 206Ks, 3,500 metres of climbing in the bank. So here are the numbers, the Training Peaks numbers, because that's a thing that we look at. The 28K average actually surprised me. I was surprised we got round it in that time, but I suppose it really helps to have a good group. Look, anecdotally, that was really, really, really tough. I was way more drained after that than I was after Peaks. Maybe it's just because you don't have the the kind of adrenaline that you would have finishing a big event. I was dead for days after this event. So mad respect to you gravel lords out there getting out and smashing yourself for hours and hours. This is way beyond my capabilities. All right, guys, I hope you really enjoyed that. I've got a few events coming up that hopefully we can get some videos out on. But honestly, I need a gravel group set before I can go and do that and potentially not destroy this beautiful Shimano 12-speed in the meantime. But until then, guys, I hope you really did enjoy that, and we will chat to you super soon.